No fancy tools, just using Google Sheets and my DIY trading system that gave me around 35% XRR returns over last 4 years with hardly 5 minutes of efforts per month. I know it sounds a bit unreal, but that's what I shared in part 1 of this DIY trading series. If you haven't seen that yet, I would suggest watch part 1 first. Link is in the description. But if you have already watched it, then let's get into the execution part right now. How exactly do I run this system month after month? Let's break it down step by step. As always, this is not a financial advice. I'm just sharing a trading system that I have personally used. So please do your own research before making any investment decisions. Now, before I show you the actual setup, let's just take a step back for a second and let me show you this simple framework about trading in general because it just made lot of sense to me. Any trading strategy, no matter how simple or complex, and irrespective of who is implementing it, is basically trying to answer just four questions: what to buy, when to buy, how much to buy, and when to sell. That's it. If you can answer these four questions in a consistent way, then you have got yourself a trading system. And based on how you answer them, you can shape your own trading strategy. But if you don't follow this framework, then most of the people get stuck. Let me give you a simple example. Say someone hears about a trending stock like let's say Paytm. So you watch couple of videos, then read some news, feel confident and finally buy it. Now what just happened here? You have answered the what to buy and maybe even when to buy based on the hype or news you read. But you don't really know how much to buy and more importantly when to sell. So in this case, when stock goes up by 10%, you feel great. And if it drops by 10%, you get panicked. So basically, you are reacting to the market and not following a systematic plan. And that makes the whole difference. But if you have answers to all these four questions right at the start, then it gives you complete clarity and calm, even when market goes up or down. So now let me show you how my system answers all these four questions. So here's the big picture view of the system. We'll go into each part in detail in the next couple of minutes. So first, I start with Nifty 200 as a stock universe. So why Nifty 200? I will explain my viewpoint in the next video when we talk about the strategy itself. But for a moment, you can just assume it's a good starting point. And you can even use Nifty 500 or Midcap 150 as your stock universe. Now the goal is very simple. Each month, I want to figure out of these 200 which 20 I should hold. So I pull daily price data of last 1 year for these 200 stocks, but I don't look at any charts or do any technical analysis. Instead, I let a formula decide. So in my Google Sheet, I score each stock based on some logic, and there are many ways you can do it. Then I sort the top 20 stocks based on that score. So these 20 stocks became my buys for this month. And then it tells me which stocks to sell from the last month and which new ones to buy this month. So once I get this list, I rebalance my portfolio manually. Everything is equally weighted, 5% per stock. So I calculate quantity of each stock based on the total amount I have invested. I come back after 1 month and repeat the same process again. Alright, now let me walk you through the actual Google Sheet. So this is my first tab, that is the summary tab. So here I import last 1 year price data for all 200 stocks from Nifty 200 universe. You can get the ticker symbols for Nifty 200 from NSE Indices website. You search and go to Nifty 200 and there download the index constituents and copy the symbols to this column. Then using Google Finance function, I fetch the stock name and current market price for each ticker. Now here is the main calculation that drives the system. I calculate something called RARM score for each stock. So it's just a name I came up with and it stands for return adjusted risk by as a metric. It's average daily return divided by standard deviation of those returns. So I will go deeper into the logic in the next video, but for now, just note that it rewards consistent upward movement. Then I calculate this score for two dates, date 1 and date 2, basically my previous and current rebalance dates. Next, we move to the ranking tab. Here, based on the two input dates and score we calculate in the first tab, I rank all 200 stocks and filters the top 20. So I usually rebalance on second Friday of each month. That's just my preference and you can pick any fixed date. So each month I just update these two dates, that is the last month's rebalance date and today's date, and we'll wait for a couple of seconds to input the stock price data and finally calculate the score. Then it compares this month's top 20 with the last month's holdings and tells me exactly which stocks to buy this month and which ones to sell. And how much to buy? Very easy. I just divide my total capital by 20 and allocate equal amount to all stocks. So that's how I get answers to all four questions, like when to buy, what to buy, how much to buy, and finally when to sell. The last tab is small but important one is index rebalance. So since Nifty 200 constituents are updated twice in a year, I think in April and October, you need to manually update the stock list. Otherwise, you might be working with the outdated data. So you will notice some stocks are no longer in Nifty 200 and few new ones have taken their place. So that's why it's important to keep this list updated always. So once I get the list of what to buy and what to sell, I go to Smallcase. So there I manually search and build my portfolio using this list, and I then execute all the buy and sell orders in one go. The trades get reflected directly in my Demat account. Now just to be clear, using Smallcase is completely optional, and if you are comfortable, you can just use any regular trading platform and manage it manually. Right from opening Google Sheet, then changing the dates to ranking stocks and finally executing the trades on Smallcase usually takes me less than 5 minutes. So this was the execution part of my DIY trading system. If you want a free copy of this Google Sheet for your review, then just drop a comment below. I will be happy to share it. Also, if you want me to explain any other part in more detail, then let me know. I will try to cover it in future videos. So that's the full execution part of my DIY trading system. So in the next part, I will walk you through the strategy logic itself, the scoring formula we saw, how we can backtest this strategy, and some practical lessons I have learned over 4 years of doing this. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.